These Nighthaunt wins are so free. Let me show you guys. Nighthaunt playing full aggro feels like it is basically unstoppable. I'm going to show you some matches, and then at the end, I'm going to break down my build here for the Warband. So check the timestamps to find whatever you are interested in, and I hope you enjoy. Ikorian Kangaskon bringing in the power channel. Let's see what tricks he has up his sleeve. We're going to want to rush for the Aether here if possible, just to be able to grab something out on the map. Alright, so he's channeling onto the Aether, which means we can either grab it at cost to ourselves. Because there's only one Aether, it's not worth it. So we're gonna look for some better map positioning overall here. I kind of don't want to be in his direct line of fire, so I'll just hold up here and then wisp spawn on the high ground. Pass. We drew our Banshees early. Not super excited about that, but well, we'll see what they can do. I prefer seeing an early Dreadblade Harrows or more Chain Ghasts. So our friend here is channeling once again. The angle of his body shows that he is going to be firing down here, but that doesn't make any sense, so it could be a bug. I don't know what exactly he's up to. We'll pick up the Aether while we can, and then advance. There's our Dreadblade Harrows. We love to see that, so we're going to put another set of wisps. I want to put them up on the high ground. He could just walk over this one, though. I'd probably still do it, because I can just spawn another wisp next turn exactly where I want the Harrows. Oh, he was channeling Generate Power. Okay, that makes way more sense. So what is this big baddie that he wanted to channel for? Ah, his Sorcerer. Okay, that makes sense. And now he grabs the extra power because of his Rotfly being able to fly. I would like to go after the Sorcerer, but I don't think I quite have the opportunity to do so because my Knight cannot charge through my own units, and that's where they would have to be to have gotten him in a position where I could attack. So instead, how much is my... Dreadblade Harrows is only on 4. Okay. This feels mean, but I think I can end the game right here. We'll go to this. We'll go to this. And then get the pull. Ah, we got the damage. Summon the Wisp. Bring in the Dreadblade Harrows. The Dreadblade Harrows rends on all adjacent spaces. And he has haste, which means he can just execute the enemy lord. Woo! Game 1 down. Oh, it's so dirty. The Dreadblade Harrows has to be my favorite. 3 turns. Yes. 3-turn victory, guys. We killed the Lord. He didn't surrender. We killed him in 3 turns. He also did not play over-aggressive. Just how good the Nighthaunt are. Hey, this is actually my very first matchup against the Lady of Ashes. I have played as the Lady of Ashes a little bit on ladder. I have a video talking about her. This is the first time I've seen an opponent playing her. I am very excited to see how he has decided to build this character. He is a Nighthaunt. One trick you can tell because his player level is below his faction level. And yeah, just so excited. I love seeing other people play the Nighthaunt. I felt like there was a while where everything was Nurgle, and then Stormcasts were pretty popular as well. And I just wasn't seeing as many other people play Nighthaunt. Okay, so what do we need to look out for from the Lady of Ashes? She has the Burning Aura. So if you get within 2 spaces, you're going to get lit on fire. And if she goes for having a lot of Aether, then she can snipe you out with her Burning Claw. He's given her a ton of armor. That's interesting. She only starts out with 1 armor, I believe. No extra damage. Ooh, she has a very special pyre here that will bring in a free chain rasp. And she's got her arcane claw. Where's the burning aura? She's upgraded the burning aura too. I think it's a pretty solid build for the Lady of Ashes. The downside for her is that without being able to put out wisps the way the Knight of Shrouds does. Oh, she got a random wisp. So she has that skill too. This is exactly how I built her. I love it. Call to the Dead. Each turn have a chance to summon a wisp. 50% chance to summon a wisp on a hex within 2 spaces. But there, he just consumed it. Hate to see that, but for what he did. Okay, this is where we need to put the pinch on them by just taking over the map. So we're gonna slide up here. We don't want to stay here because then we will get lit on fire. We'll actually slide down. We'll throw out this to be able to place our chain ghasts. And then we will move the Knight of Shrouds to pick up the Aether. So we don't want to give the lovely lady over here with the burning skull any extra Aether. If she's full of magic, then we feel the pain. Here she comes. She wants to establish that burning aura. Because she can apply it to 2 enemies. It would actually be nice now to see our wizard to get the healing aura just to counter the burning aura. We will see what comes up. Throwing out an early rend, okay. And there's the Guardian of Souls. The Guardian of Souls here bringing Summon Wisp, Chill to the Core, and a Summon Pyre of his own. It's a different pyre. Okay, interesting. Well, we'll slide up here. We'll take that damage if I can get it. And then... probably just hit the lady. Do I want to rend them first? Or her first? Sure, that way we get the full 3 damage coming through here to put the pinch on him. I can toss out... Where do I want to put it? Probably forward. These guys have a push, which might be a little sneaky to him to see. I can position them and then push her off. Pelt her again with the chain ghasts, and that would be GG. So he has to respond to this, and I'd love to see how he does it. Especially because my Dreadblade Harrows has just entered the hand. This is probably my favorite unit, is having the Dreadblade Harrows with Relentless on him, because it is just so easy to put him in the perfect spawn point with the Knight of Shrouds here. We get a little bit of counterattack. He blocks it on the armor. That's fine. He heals. Yes, the lady has a great ability. That means whenever she is in a fight, she will heal 1. And it's better than armor, because then if you actually deflect all of the damage off the armor, you get the heal. I mean, unfortunately for him, I still just kill him here, but it was a nice play. Hey, there it is. So, you don't want to throw the Lady of Ashes away like that, putting them so far forward. You also want to check to make sure that the enemy units will behave the way you think they will. You have plenty of downtime in the game to be able to mouse over the enemy unit and see what they are about to do. All right, lining up here against Stormcast Eternals. The danger here is just how mobile the enemy lord really is. And because he is on the Griffin, he is going to be able to beat us out to whatever Wellspring he basically picks that he wants to go for. What abilities is he bringing here? He has Let Fly My Lance, he has Zeroid Hurricane, Bear Trap, and then Ride the Winds. He's both Assault and Scout. Okay. And he forward spawned a set of Castigators as well. These guys doing 3 damage. Okay. Well, I want the Wellspring of Power more than the Wellspring of Aether, and I want to bring up the Knight of Shrouds to be able to threaten his units. I can one-shot the Castigators if I get in towards them, but they are so far away right now. Yeah. Interesting. I could pull out a pull if I manage to pick up some Aether. They could come across. I'd have to forego getting the Wellspring of Power if I wanted to pull them in. And then if these guys are standing right in front of the Knight of Shrouds, I'm not able to actually throw that charge. At least as far as I understand, I wouldn't be able to. Interesting. Oh, he has the upgrade so that is free. Cooldown of 2, range 3, tireless, second nature. Yeah. Then he keeps on swinging down for this Wellspring of Power, so he's going to try and tax us as often as possible with that. They want the high ground. That makes sense. Where's he going to channel? He channels for the Wellspring of Power. I don't think that was his best decision. Okay, so we'll pick that up. And then get my chain ghasts. Get my Aether. And advance yet again. I want to be able to snipe out these castigators. Oh, interesting. He saw the full advance rather than the Wellspring of Power. That probably was a smart place to channel onto because anticipating my movement onto the high ground there. Okay, so he just put a trap there. We're not going to be able to see it because the only scout unit I have is a Banshee. But that's what's out there. We'll get this damage. It's super free. And then... what are we looking to spawn here? If we play up for the Wellspring of Power, we're able to get another unit, but then we basically lose our Chain Rasp hordes. Because, oh, he only does 3 damage. Okay, I'll take it. What do I want to spawn then? Yeah, I'll come up here. I'll go for more chain ghasts. Maybe closer chain ghasts would have been better. Spawning out of here. I'm just not... I would love to see him advance, play for this position, and then I can collapse to snipe the Lord. Here comes the range attack. This will allow his Lord to follow up. To get the kill. There it comes. So he gets the kill. He gets the power. And now he can forward spawn a unit. Oh, he chooses to get more backup. Okay. Yeah, so spawning out of there would have been the better play. Interesting. But he's only got 8 health, so we win. Because I just play this. He spawns, he'll get the rend. Armor rend. Extra damage. Ooh, I'm 1 short. 1 short, but that's okay because I had the Whirling Death. That's what it was. Whirling Death lined up, and he surrenders before I can get the execute. GG! Played way too aggressively with that fragile Lord walking right in. He got baited in for that kill and the Wellspring of Power, but the Lord doesn't have the armor or the health to be able to be pushed forward that aggressively. All right, let's talk about this warband that I've had so much success with. I absolutely love this build. Headed by the Knight of Shrouds, dealing 6 damage here using the Spectral Flame Greatsword, and his skill setup gives him extra armor, extra damage, the heal on kill, block charge damage useful for the early trades, and then +1 armor when charged. This is the sneaky overpowered skill that the Knight of Shrouds has because, as far as I am aware, your opponent has no way of knowing if you have this equipped. So when they're doing the mental math of if they can burst down your Knight of Shrouds, every single attack that they throw into him will give him an additional armor, and unless they have enough to comfortably overkill him, he'll be able to survive and then swing things against them. Our starter units is a set of chain ghasts here. These guys are using the Overwatch ghast flail because I find that they are probably the unit that I'm going to reposition the most out of my chain ghasts, and then being able to reposition and then set the Overwatch I find to be very convenient. They have no skills because I want them to be cheap to summon early. The chain raspords here are the exact same thing. They use the pull chain because I find the most use out of that. It gives them just a little bit of extra health, no skills again. I want them cheap so I can get them on that 2 power threshold. I want to be able to curve the army very aggressively. I don't use very much of their abilities. I don't have much use of Aether in the early game. I would rather have more bodies out here on the field. So then the copies of the units here, we have another set of chain raspords with the knockback chains, just so you have a little bit of variety here. And actually we want to unequip this because it's bugged. If it says +1 squad summon, it doesn't work in multiplayer. It only works in single player. They're still giving it to you in multiplayer. Maybe they'll fix it. That would really turn multiplayer on its head if you can use those for real, but right now they don't work. Out of my other chain ghasts, I have one with the rending ghast flail. Being able to cut through armor I find extremely useful. Nothing else because, again, I want them to be cheap, be able to get that oppressive line of firepower going early on. These guys have the resilient ghast flail just to get that extra survivability on them. And they are actually using Solitude, +1 heal per turn if isolated. I don't get a lot of work out of it, but it feels like it has a decent upside to be able to heal them up because the wizard here, the Guardian of Souls, is supposed to have a healing aura, but it's bugged. It doesn't work. It just doesn't, as far as I understand. So he's bringing Tome of Fear. You could easily trade this out for one of the late game showstopper spells, but I like having Tome of Fear because it activates a little bit quicker. We have the Banshees here just to be able to throw them out on kind of a forward spawn, try and have them blow up in the opponent's face to disrupt their position. They also don't carry very many skills because I want to get them out early if I can, cause problems for my opponent as he's trying to build up his formation. And now we're coming to my favorite 2 units. We have the Lord Executioner trying to deal as much damage as possible, and with the upgrade to the Gallows attack twice per turn, meaning that they do 4 damage regardless of armor at a range of 3. It makes the Gallows so good. And my favorite unit in the Warband, the Dreadblade Harrows. You can forward spawn him. He's got Relentless, and he's got summon cost reduction to get him as early as possible. He, unfortunately, he's competing for weaponry with the Knight of Shrouds, so he's here with the Resilient Greatsword, taking his damage up to 4. He does a rend to all of the adjacent enemies when he spawns in, so you can get that forward cast of the wisps. You saw me use it plenty of times in the matches. He comes up, rends, does 4 damage immediately. You can win games or take convenient trades pretty much every time with that. There's my full warband, my favorite warband in the game. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing the matches. Leave a comment on how you have found success with the Nighthaunt or fighting against the Nighthaunt, what tactics you use to try and shut down something like this. And subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.